Now that we have Visual Studio already installed on our computers, it's time to create our first project. So how do we do this? Well, there are two, maybe three ways that you can create a new project, and I'm going to show you all of these ways, but you will probably just pick a one and use it all the time. So that's up to you. You can either go up here, click File, New Project, or directly click here, Create New Project. It will open exactly the same thing. For this course, we will be creating console applications. At least for the bigger part of the course. For now, we're going to work with console applications. You can find console application under templates, Visual C# and then console app.NET framework. Then we have to give our project a meaningful name. So this is something very important that you must always pay attention to. You must always give meaningful names to your projects. This is because later when you forget about this project and you come across it, you will not know what this project is about if it says console app 3. You don't know what this is. You have to open the project, you have to read the code and so on. So just give meaningful names to your projects. We will use this project to create our first Hello World program. So I'm just going to call it Hello World. Hello World. Then we have to give the solution name. Now you can see that when I changed the name of the project, the name of the solution also changed, but if you change the name of the solution, the name of the project won't change. Project and solution are two different things. The difference is that the solution is the thing that holds your projects. So you may have several projects in a single solution, and you will see this many times in the course. You will probably do it many times on your own. When you are in a given section of the course, we are going to use one solution for all of the projects of that section. You will see it. So for now, you are just going to give the solution a name. For example, since we are not going to have any other projects in these solutions, we are going to keep the Hello World name. Hello World. Then you have to give a location to your project. This is the default location, but you may want to create some other location where you're going to store all of the projects that you're going to create in the course so that you can easily organize them. So let's go ahead and create the project, give it a second. Alright, and our project is created. Now, a couple of more things that you need to do before we start writing code. For now, at least for the first half of this course, you will need to simply delete all of that. We are not going to need it. Simply delete it. It's just stuff that you don't need, and you're going to talk about this much later in the course, so just don't think about it too much and just delete it. You have to also delete this here, and you have to change the name of your class file. By default, the class file is called program.cs, but you have to change it to entry point. For example, entry point. It doesn't have to be entry point always, but this is what I'm used to use as a name for my class file, and you also have to change it here. You can use any name that defines this file as the starting point of your project. So you can call it entry point, you can call it starting file, you can call it pretty much anything you can imagine that will give it a meaningful name, and the meaning of that name must be that this is the file where everything starts from. I'm going to show you one little neat trick here. We have a bit of free space here, and we're going to have a lecture about shortcuts, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you one very neat trick. I'm just going to select all of my rows here, and I'm going to press Shift and Tab, and this is going to bring everything one tab space to the left. Enter, and here this is the place where you are going to write the code. We're going to do this in a moment. How do you run a Visual Studio project? There are two ways that you can run a Visual Studio project. One of the ways is with a shortcut, and the other way is by simply running it from the menu. So to run it from the menu, you just have to go to the debug and click Start without debugging. You can also use the Ctrl+F5 short. When you run the project, right now nothing will happen except that it's going to give us the console. This is the console. We are going to have all of our projects working within that console. We are going to use the console to output data on the console, to take inputs from the console. Basically, we're going to do so many things with the console. You're going to see all of that later in the course, and we have a separate section only for the console. I think that currently it's the biggest section in the course, but hopefully this will change over time. Alright, let's go ahead and create our first program, Hello World.